Hello, this is Mr. Estabrooks with another lesson in Autodesk Inventor. Today I'm going to show you how to create a drawing file for your one of your puzzle cube parts. As always, to create a new file, go to the New button in your ribbon. Now we're going to use a custom template in our classes, which should be installed under the English subdirectory of your templates folder. So normally when you create a new file, you'll see this view. Templates over here on the left is highlighted, and here are all the default templates, standard templates. However, if you click on one of the subdirectories, then you see more templates associated with that unit system, English or metric. The template we're going to use for our drawing and for all of our part drawings is known as LHS ANSI size A. So click on that template, click Create, and then it should pop up a dialog box asking you to complete certain information. So you need to put in the part number, in this case, or the part name I should say. Your part name should be the word part followed by the color of the part. So for example, or I should say the color followed by the word part. I'm going to create a drawing for my pink part. You can call it pink puzzle part. I'm not exactly sure how much room there is in the title block for that, so I prefer the shorter version. Author, that's where you put your name. The scale we're going to use for all of our puzzle parts is 1:1, and that's how we write that, full scale. Units are inches, so I just write IN period. Now you'll get a blank drawing file with the custom Ledyard High School title block, and it will fill in the date here shortly, I think, as soon as we save it or do a couple of operations. First thing you do is click the base button in your ribbon, and if you don't have a document open, it'll pop this up and you won't have anything in here. But if there's a document, let's say you have a couple part files open, it will fill this file field in for you, but you want to make sure you're working on the part that you want. So click on that the folder icon there, and again, assuming you've got your correct project selected, you'll see a list of all of your puzzle parts and assembly, exploded view, etc. Now here's my pink puzzle part from this year. I'm going to select that, say open. Now you'll notice the view I get as I move the mouse around is not necessarily the best front view. So to establish the front view, which will be our base view in this drawing, you click on this little change view orientation icon right here, and it'll bring up what looks like a part file, modeling, and you need to go through this and orbit around and choose the best view based on all of our what we've learned, all of our lessons in what makes a good front view, longest dimension, fewest hidden lines, etc. So I know from experience that if I orbit around like this, right there is going to be my best front view. So once I get it close, I just click on the front surface on my view cube, and then up here in the ribbon I click the green check that says Finish Custom View, and now notice that's my custom view. Now you may need to drag that this dialog box out of the way so you can see what's going on here, and you want to place your base view, which is your front view, so down in the lower left part of the drawing, but leave enough white space around so that you can put dimensions and what have you. And then you'll notice as I move the mouse, it will automatically project the adjacent views. As long as you don't press the escape key or click anywhere else, you just move up, drop your top view in over there, drop your right side view in over there, drop your ISO in over there. When you're all done, right click, and in the markup menu click Create. And there you have it. Now we're going to have to add some dimensions, and there's a couple things I'm going to have you do to your isometric view. It looks much nicer if you've got a shaded rendered isometric view, and it looks a little clunky at this scale. So for most of the multi-view drawings you're going to do, I'm going to have you change the scale of your isometric to 3/4, so it'll be just a little bit smaller, and then you click on this shaded icon over here, and then when I click OK, you'll notice it gets a little slightly smaller, not much, but just enough aesthetically a little bit nicer, and then it's rendered in the color of your part. Okay. Now, to add dimensions, I'm not going to fully dimension this drawing right now because you're still learning about dimensioning, and we got a lot to do with dimensioning. And I'm not going to spend a whole video fully dimensioning this drawing, but I'm just going to show you the process. So let's say, I don't know that this is the best place to put in my dimensions, but let's say I'm going to put in a couple of width dimensions up on this top view. I click on the Annotate tab, and then notice my ribbon changes. I just click on the Dimension button, and now if I hover over a line, it highlights that line, but notice every once in a while I get a little green dot, right? If the green dot shows up, it means that's where it's going to start your dimension. If the red line shows up, it means that's where it's going to start your dimension. It's going to expect you to dimension from that line to another line. We're almost always going to be dimensioning from a vertex to another vertex, right? Not from an edge. So hover over this corner, select that green dot, and then this corner, select the green dot, and then you notice it automatically gives you your dimension. And as I move that away from the object lines, it will start to lock it in and give me those dotted lines. That indicates the standard distance that the dimension should be from the object. Now you'll also see, you may see, depending on how it's configured, this precision and tolerance dialog box. Don't worry about this now. We're going to learn about precision and tolerances later. So just click OK and dismiss that. You're still in the dimensioning command now, so you can continue to do dimensions, and we'll see how we can baseline and chain dimensions in a row later on in another lesson. But again, I want to do the overall width, so I'm going to click on this green dot, go to this green dot, and then drag it down to the second spot away where it locks that in, right? Notice down here it'll lock it in, but that's a little far away. That's where my third dimension would go if I needed to stack a third one. So I'm going to go right there, click that, OK, and there's your dimensions, right? Now notice I can grab, I'm still in the dimensioning command, so to finish dimensioning, either hit Escape or right click and click OK in the marking menu. If I needed to, say, move the dimension away from center, I could do that. But again, remember, our dimensioning standards say the dimension, the number, the measurement should be in the center unless it, overlaps another dimension and it gets confusing. Okay? So there's the basics of creating a drawing file and the basics of dimensioning. And we'll get a lot more into dimensioning further on.